Hello and welcome to the latest installment in my ever-growing series of videos exploring the parallels between modern-day America and Germany of the 1930s, a series I like to call Videos I Wish I Didn't Have to Make. If you've been following the news recently, you'll know that unidentified officers in combat gear have been apprehending people in Portland, Oregon and driving them away in unmarked vehicles. This has got people talking about the secret police and specifically the Gestapo. So how accurate is that? And what exactly was the Gestapo anyway? Let me answer the first question very briefly. I don't think it is technically accurate. A secret police is concerned with covert surveillance, but there is nothing covert about what's happening here. Uniformed agents arresting people in full public view and apparently at random. That doesn't mean that it's not worrying. I think this is straightforward intimidation, which is also a tool used by tyrants to keep citizens in order. But the secret police are the men in suits who politely ask you to come with them to have a little chat about that text message you sent your friend last week. So, not the Gestapo, no, more like some kind of militia. But while we're on the subject, let's delve a little into the history of the Gestapo, the feared Nazi secret police. And the first surprising thing to learn about it is that it actually predates the Nazis by quite a long way. There was a revolution in Germany in 1848, which ultimately failed, but the authorities decided that it would be a good idea to keep an eye on the general population to prevent this from happening again. So police forces set up special departments to gather intelligence and monitor the press. In 1890, Department 5 of the Berlin police force was renamed the Prussian Secret Political Police. 8 years later, it was made responsible for monitoring anarchist organizations in the whole of the German Empire and was officially renamed the Central Office for Analysis and Intelligence Operations, although generally people just continue to talk about the Prussian Secret Police. Following the First World War, the monarchy was successfully abolished in 1918, but the secret police still had a role. Now called the Central State Police, it operated against anti-democratic and counter-revolutionary elements. One of those anti-democratic elements was the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the Nazis. Yes, the Prussian secret police was supposed to stop the Nazis, and they tried. They failed. The Nazis came to power and started the process of bringing everything under the control of the party. The Prussian secret police was reorganized and separated out from the normal police and renamed the Office of the Secret State Police. The official name, Geheime Staatspolizei was abbreviated by, according to one account, the post office to Gestapo. It seems that Gestapo was an alternative and it just happens to be the one that we all know today. More changes and reorganizations came about, but to cut a long story short, in 1939, the Gestapo, police detective squads and the security service of the SS were amalgamated into the Central Office for Imperial Security. And this is the Gestapo that we know from the movies, and it was fully under the control of the Nazi Party. There's no need to explain how the Gestapo used espionage to identify and eliminate political opponents. But here's the thing. I started out by saying that what we've seen in Portland recently is not a Gestapo. That does not mean that there is no Gestapo at all. You know how the Prussian secret police was supposed to stop the Nazis? Just think about who is supposed to be keeping America safe right now. Most of the important work in preventing another deadly terrorist attack is being done by, for example, the FBI, the CIA, and the Department of Homeland Security, all working covertly. You see, a secret police, or something like it, can be a very useful weapon in the fight to preserve essential freedoms and keep democracy going. The trouble is that if it fails, a tyrannical government can so easily use that weapon against the very people it was supposed to protect.